All right, so hey everyone. Someone forgot to tell me that we were doing pro draft, and they never sent me a link. No one really communicated that to me. So after like waiting there for 5 minutes with nothing happening, I was like, "Hey, are we ready, guys?" And they were like, "Oh, we're doing pro draft, by the way." So now we're here, and they already did the entire draft, so that's cool. Um, but yeah, these are gonna be the lineups here. For Recon 5, we're going to have that Jarvan in the jungle, Zyrakon in the bottom lane, Corki in the mid lane, Gangplank top side. And then we're going to have, well, what I think is going to be a jungle Poppy, a top lane Malphite, and a Zero mid, and a Lucian, and a Lulu down bottom lane for lane LZBLZ here. So I assume that's where everyone's going, but we'll find out in just a moment here as we go back over and they actually do the champion select in client. If we manage to communicate that as well. I don't know why they just never mentioned it to me, but yeah, they did pro draft without me knowing. So unfortunately, we didn't get to see that live, but we're here now, and we'll figure out where everyone is going. But an interesting jungle Poppy pick for sure out of lane zero Blizzard. And a Malphite. Just a lot of interesting things here. Now, not crazy. I've seen Fallen play Jungle Poppy a couple times, but not a super common pick right now. Zyrakon, very good. Corki, very good, but still a few interesting pickups, you know. The Lucian Lulu bot lane is not something you see too often. And, you know, the Gangplank and Malphite. You see Gangplank and Malphite a little bit here and there. Malphite has sometimes been used as a counterpick to Jace. Basically where there's some differing builds here, but basically you get a Sheen item usually, so an Iceborne Gauntlet or a Triforce, and then you just kind of run at him. You hit him with a Seismic Shard and then just kind of run at him, and that is how they kind of beat them in the 1v1, because the Jace, he's all about, you know, kiting and spacing and trying to harass you that way. And that's how he kind of deals with them in the 1v1. You kind of get screwed for the first couple levels, but then you win. But now this is a Gangplank, so I think the same thing can hold true, where Malphite can hit him with a Seismic Shard and just run at him at certain points in the game here. But obviously the barrels make that difficult if you know, the GP throws down a barrel behind himself or on top of himself, and then you run at him, he just hits the barrel, and maybe it is a chain, and he can run away. So it's unlikely the Malphite will be able to force the Gangplank out. It's really more a war of attrition there. And Malphite doesn't have a ton of sustain, and Gangplank's probably going to take a bunch in runes. So probably both these guys will actually take a lot of sustain in runes. Probably Grasp from the Malphite, and they'll go for, you know, the inspiration and get some biscuits, maybe even that Time Warp Tonic, and it'll be way more about just trying to out-sustain, you know, each other. Maybe they'll become solo kills where people get greedy and they try and stay too long in the lane, but unlikely it'll be a straight up solo kill from 100 to 0, unless there's a gank. But obviously that wouldn't be a solo kill, or maybe once Malphite gets ulti, there could be a big combo there. But that's really, I think, all you're looking at. But this is definitely I think a classic matchup in the mid lane here. The Azir Corki, very, very common. And you know, kind of a defining matchup for many mid laners. If you can win this matchup, that's very, very big. That gives your team large advantage because they're similar champions, and that late game DPS there. Obviously, they function in many different ways, but as a rule, you know, they're similar here. So if you get an advantage there, that really helps. But I think they're going to see a lot of focus here on the bot lane for sure. You got Gangplank. Obviously, he's going to want to ult somewhere else here. And then you have a Corki going roaming down bot lane. And then you have triple TP on both sides here. So a lot of global plays here. And I think that most of that attention will get focused towards the bot lane, because it's kind of weird to try and force top side. Oh, they are backwards. I apologize. Yeah, they're backwards because I put the names in, and then I got in the lobby. because I have to do it by ear, but we'll fix that in a second here. A lot of their acronyms too for the teams, they don't make any sense. Because like Recon 5 Crimson, you would think would be R5C, so it's like the first letter of all their the names, but it's actually let's see. Okay, it's actually like the first. It's the 2 letters in the first like name, and then it's and then it's the 5. I don't really understand the acronyms, but I just go by what's on the Discord and hope that works. But we got an interesting game for sure here. Gonna be heal on the Recon and then ignite on the Lulu, which is kind of backwards, I would imagine. You'd think the Recon would be wanting to be getting more aggressive there, and then the Lulu would be playing a bit more defensive. But both AD carries with the TP, so no option for the double combat summoners down in the bot lane. And yeah, TP got nerfed, but a long time ago now. What was it, 6-minute cooldown? That was a couple months ago. It got nerfed too, and everyone still takes it. You don't see it every game in all 3 lanes, but you see it very commonly in still top lane, often mid lane, and every so often in bot lane as well. It's still a really good rune. I don't know why. I feel like it's a very good rune, and I feel like it's in a healthy place because the cooldown's super long. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it because on one hand it's like so broken, and on others it's like you're kind of just forced into taking it, and you can't really do much else. It's a conflicting rune to me, or a summoner spell rather. Runes is a whole another issue. I think runes though are in a pretty good place. I think the rework of the runes ended up being really good for the game overall. There have been like very abusive ones in the past, and ones that are clearly unbalanced, but I think that overall the rune system is better than it was previously, because I don't think the broken runes themselves were a symptom of the system being bad or unhealthy. I think it was just the system was fine, but then the runes specifically were really broken at certain points. But it is going to be that Comet Malphite here. Klepto GP feels a little bit risky to me. Without that grasp, you're not going to have as much sustain and much fighting power in the early game. Now, obviously, it gives you the chance to farm up here, but with that Comet on Malphite, definitely screams to me he's looking to trade more and be aggressive. Maybe even build some AP. I have seen some people go for like an AP item on Malphite first. I know that back when Mundo got those big buffs to his ultimate and he started to become meta again, people were running Malphite into the Mundo and then building Morellonomicon because that could give grievous wounds. And then you'd build tank after that. But for the first couple, minutes of the game, you'd be able to sort of counter the Mundo with the AP and then transition into a team fighting machine. That Malphite is with his ultimate, and just the attack speed slows in the AoE here. But yeah, the Lulu is very interesting. I agree. System breach. I think that both teams have very strong late games, but the power of Lulu, having, I assume we'll go Ardent Sensor, maybe not first item, but I would imagine definitely second, if not first. It'll be so hard to deal with that in team fights. And with a Mundo and a Poppy in the front line, I feel like they have a really strong team fighting comp in the late game where on the other side, they don't really have as many tanks. Recon 5 has a GP who's going to build mostly damage here. Maybe he'll get a Sterex Gauge and play more Bruisery and frontline a bit more. But, even if the Jarvan goes tank, he's not that tanky up against an Azir and a Lucian. He'll die pretty quick if he goes in all alone. And then the Recon is never really a tank, you know. He's in for a big engage and he can absorb some pressure, but he's not going to sit there and take a walloping. Or if he does, he'll die. So I think that's true that it is very much a farm game for Recon 5. For Blizzard, I think that their goal, it's tough, right? I think that their Wing Edition isn't as clear, but I think they do have very strong Baron taking potential. They have, you know, double tank, and then Lucian, Azir are some of the best Baron takers in the game, but we're going to have to hold a thought, because I think that Jarvan may be going for a little bit of a cheese here in the bot lane. Just also tell me if the sound's okay, if you want more. Want it higher or lower, whatever here. I think the Jarvan got in okay. They haven't reacted yet. Sorry for the stuttering. That's League. That's not me. And you got the flash in. And now flash away. It's going to be First Blood auto going over to Horizon there. Misses the first knockup, but in comes the flag and drag, and they end up getting the kill in the end. Flash used on the jungler and supports there, so Bao Bao and Fujikawa will not have their flashes, but totally worth if you are the Jarvan there. Will lose his blue buff, and is in fact not going to trade jungles here. He doesn't realize where the Poppy is. There was no ward on her, so he's going to head over and see that his blue buff is missing. Top lane relatively even here, so the rotation should be pretty similar, though GP is slightly closer. As we get... Oh! Blue buff will be secured here by Fujikawa, and now Fallen Artemis is going to have to run away. He's got flash. Looks like he's going to try and go over. Dodges out in the flag and drag, but the last auto will come in, and Fujikawa guns a kill for himself there. Running straight over the blue, and Fallen's not quite able to kill it fast enough to get out of there, and didn't really have a way to get away. Now, Fujikawa did not have flash. There was an option for a Fallen Artemis to flash over the wall that's Bly blue buff. If he flashed over this wall over here, he could have maybe made it out, but that would have been already giving up the flash there, and thought he maybe could walk it out, but with the red buff, just wasn't really possible. Despite actually getting the kill there early on in the bot lane, Recon 5 is struggling quite a bit in the CS. They're down 10 so far. We'll get some CS as the wave is pushing into them, but I don't think that quite equalizes the score. So they'll be down a tiny bit here. Oh, a nice little root. Horizon going to come in with a knockup on Indigo, but in the end, it will be an even trade, all things considered. And looks like things should be calming down here for the moment. Top laners continue to farm it out there. You see a lot of GP gold sitting in the bank there from the Klepto. He's got the double sack of gold there. Nicely showing us, not consuming it now, nicely showing us what he's got going on there. Which is cool to see. I believe the odds are best. Hold on, we got a gank in the bot side. Stun will not land though. Fallen not able to find it, but a double knockup by Horizon, Indigo, and Fallen Artemis. Indigo flashing away. Bao Bao, he has no flash. Oh, big play here. The TP, the Swag comes in, finds the first kill. We'll find this second. They're actually just going to give it over him. So Swag finds 2 kills out of nowhere after backing on a cull. He will get a double kill in the bot lane. That's very, very scary. Corki. I was thinking about Corki and saying scary at the same time, and well, it's a scary Corki. That's all I'm saying. That's going to be tough to deal with now that he's sort of expedited the process of getting that Triforce pretty significantly. And they add on an Infernal Drake off the back of this. This is not looking great. Already off to a 2,000 gold lead here. Just 6 minutes in. That play was huge in the bottom side here. Obviously did use the teleport there, but you know, I'd take TP disadvantage for 2 kills onto your Corki in pretty much every game. Will be a trade TPs from the top laners as well, so all of the global's going to be down except for can't carry, most likely. Nope, he's going to use the TP to get back there. Indigo did as well. So all the TP's down, except for Bangkok. Actually, Regen Pride, he's going to walk back too. This seems... He's going to miss a lot of minions for this. So I think that LZBLZ may be trying to make a play across the map at some point. Regen Pride and Bangkok both have their TPs. I was expecting at least Regen Pride to use his. But that is not the case. So now Blizzard have an opening to get something back here. Double TP, that can make a huge play bot side. The next Drake will be around the time the TPs are coming up, though. It'll be a little desync, so they will have a small window where the dragon is up, and they can go get it with the TP advantage, theoretically. It is a cloud, though, so I don't know if you want to invest double TP into that, considering how long the cooldown is and how important that summoner spell is now. Yeah, the late game will be very, very interesting to see. I think that both sides have very competent late game champions, but it could play out in a multitude of ways, right? There's no clear-cut victor, I think, at 6 items. I think, you know, you look at Corky's GP, that's pretty unbeatable against most compositions. But you have a Azir, you know, late game, he can kind of 1v9, and then Malphite ult, it can be so impactful. You know, and you have tools to dodge it. Recon and Zai both have ways to do that. Jarvan kind of, but he's probably going to be tanked, so he won't mind getting hit by it. But GP and Corky really don't. The Valkyrie's not really that fast. So it could be a huge Malphite ulti, you know, and that could just be the game-deciding team fight there. And Lucian, with the new crit build, scales much better here as we get a little bit of a trade in the bot side. Zyrecon going to have to dash away. And not having the greatest laning phase, as do get a play topside. Regen probably going deep here onto the GP. The cannonball has already come down, and that'll make Regen Pride back off, but a trade of ultimates there. I think you definitely like that as a Regen Pride in Blizzard. They feel much more confident now that GP ulti is down to potentially make a play around the map, and the Malphite ulti is a slightly shorter cooldown than that GP ulti. The cannon barrage is very, very long in the early game because of how it can affect the map so greatly as a global ability. So now, more cooldowns that you can use here. More windows for Blizzard to get something back for themselves. Even CS across the board here, except for bot lane. Slight advantage in the jungle. Well, now that I think about it, there's only one even lane, and that's mid lane. Everywhere else is uneven. I don't know what I was thinking when I said that. I was looking at mid lane, I was like, Corky is 0 even, you know, GP. Oh, wait a minute, he's up a lot of CS here. The jungle relatively even, but the top and bot lane's definitely a significant advantage there. Top in favor of Recon 5 and then GP, and bot lane in favor of that Lucian Lulu combination for Blizzard. Not huge leads everywhere, you know. 10 CS is pretty meaningful, but it's not the end of the world. It's only, you know, 150, 200 gold, depending on what kind of minions they were. Looks like we're going to have a lane gank, though. Fujikawa coming into the bot lane as the wards get cleared out. The Jarvan has already made this play early on, but looks like he's going to say, no, they're not being fooled by this once again. I'm just going to back off. Look to do something elsewhere. Do you have another Drake spawning soon? We'll be here in just a minute or two. 300 gold, or 3,000 rather, is the lead at the moment for Recon 5. Do have an item advantage, actually slightly on the Xayah. Not a huge one, but it is slight. So the purchases are kind of desynced there, but a lot of gold in the bank for both these 80 carries, and a lot of gold in the bank for, well, I say a lot. 700 for the mid laners. Not enough for the Triforce or completed Ludens or anything like that. So I doubt there will be a back. Was electrocuted here, important to mention, not a lethal tempo, so that does scale worse in general. than the Electrocute, but gives you a bit more lane presence and a bit more power in the mid game. Because bursting someone down in the mid game can be very impactful in a fight. Whereas Lethal Tempo, just overall, a more well-rounded rune for the mid and late game. Bangkok has done a decent job here, especially after his teammates did give the 2 kills over to the swag. He's you know, maintained parity in this lane. And pretty much even across the board in terms of pressure. CS is a little bit of a different story, but the pressure has been relatively even here. But now we might have a play in the mid lane here. A bunch of people hovering around looking for something from both sides. And the laner's trading aggressively. And here we go! Stream of Shuffle back in on the Corki. Or rather, the Recon, the Corki, he's able to kite it out, find the kill onto Bangkok, and Fallen Artemis will have to run away. The Cannon Barrage was used. Didn't actually find an assist. But helped out, I guess. I don't know. Set a low. That is pretty big, though. Not getting assist off your Cannon Barrage kind of hurts. Giving up your ult for nothing is always bad. No matter who you are, but especially the Gangplank. Now he's under a bit more pressure in the lane. As we do have a play here from the Zyrecon, but Horizon getting low. The Ignite, the last double auto from Indigo will come through. Good roof from Can't Carry, getting the ultimate to buy a little bit more time. And Indigo is continuing to give chase here, but he will back off. The minions giving quite a big walloping to him, and he will back off. But a successful 2v2 there. Indigo and Babao come on top. Can't Carry and Horizon. Not too happy with that one. They did take that fight, but the Recon goes down. Horizon will die for the first time this game. Corki now with 3 kills. Has the Triforce completed. The Cole actually still sitting in the inventory with a couple charges left. Yeah, I think the strategy here for Blizzard is looking for a mid-game fight and potentially a Baron take off that, because they do have so much pressure on the Baron. Even without a Mountain Dragon, they take it very fast. So I think that's kind of their strategy here, because they're losing in this mid-game, or this early game, and they're going to lose the late game. Most likely. You never know what will really happen, because I think, you know, I spoke to this earlier. I don't know if you were around, Breach, but the late game is a little bit muddy, I think, in how it actually plays out, because a lot of it does rely on reacting to Malphite ulti, which is a lot more challenging than, you know, just, oh, press R. It's like, well, reacting is kind of tough if he does it from Fog of War, and then you still have 3 members that could get hit here, you know. The Recon has a dash, but it's not insanely fast. The Jarvan has a dash, but again, not insanely fast. Corki, same thing, and then GP doesn't have anything to get rid of, you know, the Malphite ulti. So that could be game changing. But here we got another play in the bot side. Indigo able to dash away, not get knocked up. Here comes the culling. Will hit Horizon for a lot of damage. Baba going to use the ultimate on himself here to gain some more health and stay alive. Can't Carry going to flash away. We got the Rift Herald in the mid lane, and kind of strange all in from Recon 5, all things considered, and they actually lose it and lose some damage on this turret. Turret plating has fallen, though, and the Rift Herald going to charge after that significantly. Will not get very much gold. In fact, none out of this one, as the turret's going to survive with a lot of its health. So the Rift Herald play just a bit too late. Will not actually gain them anything except for some turret health, but no gold. And, you know, the turret's still very healthy. That can be held for quite a while there, as long as Blizzard is vigilant about it. Now we might have a player on the blue buff. Swag coming down, though, and Fallen Armor's going to get knocked up by the Recon. He's going to manage to get away, but oh, the flash in! Oh, Fujikawa going to find the kill, now onto Fallen Artemis. The bot lane from lane 0 going to have to run away as they take some rockets to the back of the head. And that'll be the second death here for Fallen Artemis. And they're going to lose the blue buff. As a result, looks like Fujikawa going to get the blue buff himself, as the blue buff was already given over to the swag, so he's going to give that one over to his jungler. Be a nice guy for once. And Indigo now in trouble He's all alone. Bao Bao is sitting way past him, and the knockup will come through. Can't carry. Will find the kill. Horizon finds that knockup. And now the TP coming in, and oh, Recon 5 not fast to react. The knockback. Recon actually won't take a tower shot. The kill will be found, though, by Bangkok, and Bao Bao will come in with a shield to make sure he stays alive, and a big TP play there by Bangkok will find the kill. Not a huge one, but certainly will leave some pressure on this turret. And now Regen Pride and Zaker will fight a bit. Nothing big happening, though. More ultimates traded here. They're actually sitting at really good farm numbers in the top side. GP at almost 10 CS a minute plus the Klepto. Sitting at the second highest in the game. Yeah, second highest in the game. Obviously the most gold on that Corki with 3 kills in 10 CS a minute himself. He's here lagging a bit behind, but he did find that first kill and has been farming decently so far. The package available for the Zwag now. A Cloud Drake, a second one, has spawned in the bottom side now, and unlikely that this will get a contest out of lane 0, I think. They're probably just going to give this one over. They understand the situation now. Down 6k, I doubt that they will make a big play, as Can't Carry comes a little bit too late to that rebuff to get it. Fujikawa, not a patient man, and the Sin Heroic was going to kill it anyway, so he's like, alright, well, guess I'm going to take it. And a few wards going to be placed here in preparation for this dragon. Can't Carry is not super strong yet, but he is at a pretty even spot with the enemy carry, and with the rest of the map faring very well. I doubt they'll lose a fight. Will be the Infinity Edge second out of Can't Carry, it looks like, and same thing for Indigo. Has fallen on us with a good, denying that dash was very important. We'll make sure to keep his team safe. Excuse me. The Gorky and GP, though, have a lot of gold. They are very, very, very scary at the moment. I would be very scared of them anyway. As Fujikawa going to come down bot lane and help out a little bit more of the push, but the turret's still standing at half health. There, top turret getting very low. And mid lane already gone, so the outers for lane 0 aren't looking too great right now. The Sun turret will buy a little bit of time, but we'll go down. Can't Carry, trying to continue to push in here. But Indigo, he's still very strong. He's pretty much even with Can't Carry at the moment. A little bit behind because of the way the game has gone around them. The assists and the global gold have helped out and give Can't Carry a 300 gold lead, despite, you know, being even slightly down in CS. But now I think that the holding pattern will emerge now, and lane 0 will try and turtle up until maybe a couple minutes after 20, maybe like 21 to 25 minutes, I think, is their window where they're looking to make a big fight happen and try and come back in this one. But I think that's really their window. I don't see them coming back from this deficit into the late game. If they were even or ahead, I feel much better about it. You know, maybe you can make something happen. But now Can't Carry going on to Regen Pride. And now Can't Carry is actually in a bit of trouble. He will find the ultimate. There's the cannon barrage. Can't Carry, trying to get some help. The heal will come in from the Recon, and a big ultimate lands onto Regen Pride. They will turn this one around, and now Fallen Artemis in trouble. Indigo comes in with a TP. He's going to land some damage onto Fujikawa. Fallen Artemis goes golden. Fujikawa, he's going to use the stopwatch as well. Here comes Azir. They will find the trade with the junglers here, both using the stopwatch, so basically dead even between the junglers there, but the top laner did die for lane 0 Bliss. They have more members up here, so they're looking to try and push and get some damage on this turret, but it's full health at the moment, and they only have a couple more range minions left to tank this thing up, and in the bot lane, the GP will take that turret down. He did not TP up here, but he did use that cannon barrage, and I think definitely the right call to stay down there. since they got the turret and they had a, even a positive fight here. But Recon 5 getting very aggressive here. Horizon goes back in and he's gonna die. The soldiers, the sand soldiers doing so much damage. Indigo able to dish out a few bullets of his own. 2 kills there. Bangkok and Indigo going to pick it up. That was so greedy from Recon 5. I don't know why they walked back out. The bot lane just oversteps there. Not respecting the fact that he could have stayed, and down they go. Big kills there. Fujikawa coming in and contest the blue here, but Regen Pride will actually get it. In the end, the swag. I keep thinking swag because that was a Counter-Strike player for a while. Don't know if he still plays, actually. I have not kept up with that, but he got banned for a while, but then he was only banned in, like, certain sanctioned tournaments. It was a whole thing. I don't know. My point is, I keep thinking swag because of that dude, but it's just swag, which a little bit unoriginal. Swag at least had, a little bit of style on it. But I respect the name. I've seen a lot worse. As Indigo and Bao are going to go ahead and force the swag back. The 2v1 here, Dragon spawning. TP not available for Indigo, so the bot lane very much committed to whatever lane they're in. Ardent Sensor was the first item there for the Lulu. Makes a lot of sense, considering the teammates. Luden's Echo and Nash is completed now for Bangkok. This certainly seems like the window. Indigo also has the double crit item there. Infinity Edge, Essence Reaver. This has got to be the window for them, I think, for lane 0. There's just no way. The Regen probably going to get caught here in the bot lane. He's got the ultimate still, but he's not going to use it. Probably wisely, just going to die there. We'll give up the dragon, though. It's an ocean, not the end of the world, but that's definitely not what you wanted to happen. Just as I was saying, like, this is the window for the potential fight to go down where lane 0 Blizzard can win. But, now, oh, big play by the Azir into Sandra, but the swag comes out on top. Streamer Shuffle, not enough. The Corki too strong at this stage. Will win the fight there. Alright. Should be louder. Baron now being set up, it looks like. Recon 5. Wow, they're going to get aggressive here. 22.5 minutes in. They have no mountain. The ocean and the Inferno is really the only things helping here. Started off as 3, but now Corki comes in with a package, a swag. It's going to help take us down pretty quickly. The Recon goes over the wall, will stun up Artemis for a bit. Oh, flash over! Fallen doesn't get the smite. Can't carry, gets the last hit on the Baron here. The fight, though, looks to be going in favor of lane 0. And they will, can't carry. Feather pulled back. Oh my goodness. The Regen Pride goes down. Bao Bao now, the target of the swag. A few autos and he's dead. Fallen Artemis now. He's going to go down as well. Just the mid laner 80 carry survive. In fact, Bangkok was down on the bottom side the entire time. He's now going to try and find the 1v1 on his Zaker, but he is up a level with Triforce and Essence Reaver. I don't know who wins that 1v1. I'd imagine it's very much a skill matchup and cooldown based. If it does come to pass, Bangkok gonna clear out the minions here, but now lane 0 Blizzard seem to be in a pretty dire situation. At 23 minutes, they have given over the Baron and have a 6-0 Corki to face, along with a 5-kill Xayah, who is working on that 3rd item. With Artie the Zeal, like this seems very bad. Very, very bad. But the good news is they have a lot of team fighting potential. You have the Malphite ulti, right? It's so powerful. It's now on a 73-second cooldown, the Unstoppable Force. Then, of course, you've got the Azir here. That's going to be a 63-second cooldown. So, an Unstoppable Force into an Emperor's Divide maybe can win it for him. Or vice versa, but it's going to be very tough with the Zai who can go invulnerable. Or a Khan who can buff her. Jarvan who can buff her, so we'll see how they try and play this one out. But LZBLZ have the tools. It's going to be tough, though. We'll see if they can make it happen. GP in the bot lane. It's going to be a 1-3-1 with a 3 in the top side for Recon 5. Cork in the mid lane, GP bot lane. Indio going to respond to the mid lane here, but no one in the bot lane to deal with the GP for Blizzard. Here comes the Unstoppable Force. They find the Jarvan. Fujikawa goes in, though. The Stone Plate, huge, buying so much time. Here comes the Cannon Barrage. Seems to be a bit of a botch engage. Kieran, oh my goodness, Recon 5, huge damage coming in. Regen Pride and Fallen Artemis, the only ones left. Already the damage gone. Double kill for the Corki. That's 8 kills for him now. With the Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire, and an extra BF Sword. That Corki is too strong. Zakerin can't carry there from the TP. We'll come in and take out that bot lane inhib, and I think that they're just going to try and end. They've only got a couple of minions left, but already the first Nesca's tower is down, and the swag has come in. And the extra wave reinforcing the second Nexus tower will go down into just illusion here for a couple more seconds. And that'll likely feed the game here. That's it. 53,000 to 38,000 at the end of that one. 18-6 in kills, and Recon 5 take game number 1. A pretty dominating performance, I think. Once the Corki kind of got ahead, it got a bit out of control. An explosive end to the game as well. I think that was really your only option as Blizzard. They tried to go in, but they did it without all 5. They tried and go in 4v3 and end up dying. Kind of a little bit forced. I think that they could have probably waited a little bit longer and brought the 80 carry out, brought Indigo as well, tried to make it a 5v3, and then maybe could have won that one. As well as focusing the Jarvan seemed a bit didn't seem like the right call. Yeah, he had the Stone Plate already purchased, and he just popped that, put you back in the Cataclysm, and that was kind of it. Tough loss, but Blizzard certainly can bounce back from this one. Recon 5, though, have a lot of good things to build on, and I think you got to go back to draft here and just say we can't give over the Corki. The Corki seems too strong right now. I think that is an automatic ban for me. A couple patches ago, it was the Sivir, but I think now it's really transitioned to Corki as a ban every single game to me. Having seen it played at the pro level and at the amateur level, it is so powerful, and I certainly wouldn't want to play against it. But looks like the guys are regrouping here, and should be back in just a moment after a quick intermission. So stick around, and we'll be getting into game 2 in probably 5 minutes or so. At least the draft, if they remember to tell me they're doing pro draft and send me that link. But hopefully that won't happen 2 games in a row. So we'll see you guys in just a couple of minutes. Stick around for game 2 of Recon 5 versus LZBLZ. All right. They actually gave me the link to Pro Draft here, so we'll get to watch, I think. And looks like a similar ban phase. The Cassiopeia and Sejuani were banned in game 1. I think Thraka was banned as well. But we're going to have the GP banned by lane 0 here. I don't feel like that was the issue necessarily in that game. Obviously, a contributing factor, but I think the Corki as well as the Jarvan basically set the pace for the game. The Jarvan did, and then the Corki really capitalized on the way the game went. Was opportunistic on the TP and was able to find those 2 kills. And after that, it just kind of spiraled out of control. Especially after the Jarvan helped out. The bot lane there got things rolling. I mean, the bot lane didn't actually do a whole ton until the mid to late game, but yeah. Should be an interesting one here. Lanes are actually just going to straight up pick away the Jarvan here, so I like the adaptation. Sivir was banned as well, alongside the Sylas. Jarvan first pick into Caitlyn Morgana counter. Okay. I've seen a lot of different reactions to this lane, but it's always tough to deal with. I think that it is manageable to do, and they're going to go for the Ezreal route here, which is a lot more passive. You're going to give up a lot of pressure in the lane here as lane 0, but I think it makes sense. You could pick Yuumi if you wanted to. That is a champion that you could go for. You could just really pick the Corki. I think that's good too. I was sort of thinking on the lines of picking up a bot lane here because I saw the Caitlyn Morgana, but Corki is really great. I think I like lane 0's comps a lot right now. Crimson, we'll see what they follow up with the Caitlyn and Morgana here. They're going to go with a Rise. I don't know if that's a pick into Corki. It could be a flex. Based on the clad ban, you think that Rise is going up into the top side, but could be a lot of different things going on here. The teams might not even know yet. Okay, so Kled ban, and let's see what the follow-up is. It's gonna be... Okay, they didn't ban anything. I don't know if that was... Teams do this. Okay. They don't ban in time, and apparently it's a Poppy ban. Maybe they couldn't find the button to press Poppy. I don't know what the deal was, but they're gonna ban away the Poppy. Which was decent in the first game, but definitely not that strong here. But with lane 0, or even the Jarvan, makes sense to take away a few junglers here. So Kled and got banned away. I assume this means that Rise is going top lane. It'd be super strange to ban the top laners if you're still trying to flex the Rise. So what will you play? Kled obviously very good into Rise, into Mages. Urgot decent as well. So it makes a ton of sense to ban those away. If you are playing the Rise top, but Olaf will be banned as well. So double jungle ban for lane 0, double top lane ban for Crimson. And Aatrox going to be picked up. So this may be mid-Rise, and Aatrox, they were always planning to pick it. I don't know. This is kind of weird to me that you would ban stuff and then pick a top laner, but it could be a mid laner. I don't know. We'll see once they get into the game, basically. Malphite gonna be picked up for lane 0. So they're going with a similar plan in the top side in jungle. Gonna get some tanks there. But they're gonna... Ooh, Janna. I saw Janna last night. Went okay. That's kind of an interesting pickup, though, in the bot lane with the Ezreal. Into Caitlyn Morgana. I fear for Janna's life. I think Janna might die. One binding is all it takes, really. So, this pick from Crimson should get... Okay, so at least in jungle. So they're definitely playing a much more powerful comp early on than they were last game. Um, the only real scaling is Caitlyn and Rise here. Aatrox is fine late game, but Lee Sin just becomes a kick bot and isn't really that tanky in the late game. Morgana does decently in the late game, but I think Janna with her raw numbers later on will be better at that point in the game. Plus, you know, Spell Shield doesn't get a ton of value in this game. You're basically hoping to block Malphite ulti and Jarvan knock up. Those are the things you're hoping to block with it, and that's really it. So I kind of favor Lane Zero's draft here. Definitely very powerful composition for Crimson if they can get things rolling. But it's it feels like they're kind of working against themselves with the Caitlyn Morgana and then a mid-game spiking composition. Because the Caitlyn kind of doesn't want to fight then or do stuff then. She's kind of waiting for the late game after her mid-game power or after her early game power. She does have the power to siege in the mid game. That's all she can really do, especially up against Ezreal Corki, which Ezreal's gonna be much stronger at that point than Caitlyn is. I think Corki will be kind of ramping up as well, but he'll be better on 2 items. You know, once he gets Triforce Infinity Edge, I feel like he becomes really powerful. So, kind of interesting the way things played out. In that Crimson kind of, I think, a little worked against themselves a little bit here. But they're up a game here. They're probably better players than I am. So, you know, what do I know? We'll be Aatrox top and Rise mid lane. That is super strange to me. They banned Aatrox, or they banned Kled and Urgot, and then picked Aatrox, a top laner. So they did double top lane ban. Now maybe they were trying to bait and saying this Rise is going top, so we're gonna ban away top laners. And then they're like, all right, we're picking Aatrox. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just seemed like a really weird order to do things in.
Seems you left your brave pants at home. Want me to wait while you go get them?
I've never heard the Poppy ban phrase before. That's hilarious. That's actually really funny. I feel like there aren't that many humorous champions in League of Legends with really good punchlines, but Poppy I feel like is pretty good. And Fiddlesticks as a champion is hilarious. Looks like it's gonna be triple TP though. Once again, we're gonna get triple TP, and Bao Bao is gonna take the Ignite, and Horizon's gonna take the heal once again here. This time it's a double ranged bot lane though for both sides. Yeah, I feel like Kled and Aatrox are very Kled and Urgot are very good into Rise, but they already picked the Corki. So to me, it was really unlikely that if you're planning to have the Rise go mid, like that they would pick those champions to counter the Rise and then send them mid when they already have the Corki. So I that's what's confusing me. So it's like, why would they pick Urgot to counter the Rise? Like, why would you ban? I don't know. It worked out for them. I think it worked out okay. Like, nothing negative happened because they banned the Kled and Urgot. They just took away a couple champions there and then got it anyway. But I was just confused by that, like the way they did it. But I guess they were predicting, like, hey, they're probably just gonna pick Malphite again, or they're gonna pick something like a tank. So we want to pick Aatrox or something like it. So we'll ban away these few things that like maybe Regen Pride will play, but these are the only things he would play besides a tank. I don't know. That's all I can really think of. Yeah. So I guess it does make sense. It's just like I worry about picking. I guess they always had Aatrox in mind, and that's why they did it. That's probably it. And they don't. And Region Pride doesn't play Aatrox enough for them to be worried he would just pick it away, and then they'd be screwed. So it makes sense. But yeah, a night on Janna seems weird. She's gonna go exhaust though, so she doesn't have heal, which feels strange to me. But considering it's TP, on your AD carry. But they're gonna go exhaust on Janna and then heal Morgana again. I feel like that it's another. I think Regen probably isn't confident on Renekton, and I think Lane Zero as a team is more comfortable with tanks and having Bangkok and Indigo just play a bit more standard game. Because when you pick Renekton or any champion like that, Renekton, Jace, Fiora, like anything that's like, all right, I'm gonna split push or I'm gonna have to pressure the map in a side lane. You really change the way you have to play the macro game a significant amount, and that can be not very comfortable for a lot of teams. Yeah, it definitely seems like a wing addition to pick Renekton and Snowball, but you also have to win with Renekton. And like if you aren't good with him, if you don't feel confident on him, you're riding the whole game on Renekton. Because like when you pick a Renekton or a Jace, you're all in on that. Like you can't just be like, all right, we're not gonna play around their Renekton now. You know what I mean? Like if Renekton dies, like you're screwed. You know what I mean? Like if he falls behind or dies and can't. Oh, maybe it is. I to be honest, I don't know. Let me look it up. Let me look it up here. I'll go see if he plays a lot of Renekton. Because if he does, then yeah, that would make a lot more sense. But it could, again, the team could be more comfortable with him not playing Renekton and him playing a tank. So I looked up his Regen Pride's account. His most played champion is Urgot with a 47% win rate. And then Orianna, Sona, Ken, and Malphite. Renekton is the sixth most played champion with 16 games and a 50% win rate. So maybe he has other accounts, but this account has existed for 5 seasons now. This will be the 6th season, so maybe maybe I'll check. He's played a lot of Renekton over the years, but his most played last champion last season was Malphite, then Renekton. His most played champion this season is Urgot Orient. Like, so he hasn't been playing it recently, at the very least. Yeah, that's kind of fair. Both teams are being a little bit weird. I think these drafts weren't like that off the wall, but they were a little strange in the way they played out. I don't know why the Janna. I don't know why Bow Bow keeps taking not heal. Yeah, that also is strange to me. Fallen's going for Electrocute too, not Conqueror. Conqueror will actually be on the Lee Sin. Phase Rush Rise, Conqueror, Aatrox, and then Common on Malphite again. So he's taking Comet, looked like it just for lane presence. He doesn't actually build any AP.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Not even like an Abyssal Mask or anything. Maybe if he is in an AP matchup he would, but kind of interesting. Yeah, I think that neither team is committed to do anything early. I think that's very true. I think they don't want to. I mean, it's kind of weird because Fujikawa, he cheesed level 2 off red buff on Jarvan last game. So they didn't make a commitment in draft, but they certainly did after they took red buff. They were like, all right, well, we're committing to this. And then he countered the invade from Fallen, took the blue buff, and then the game kind of was lost. Well, the game was kind of lost once Corki got a double kill, and you were behind in the rest of the map, and it was like, all right, well then this is kind of it. Because bot lane was the only winning lane, and then they sort of kept losing because of the map pressure. But we're gonna need a double red buff start. Yeah, it could be. Well, he's heading that way right now, so maybe you're spot on with that analysis breach. Fallen takes red buff and is going mid lane, so yep, looks like he's camping, man. The swag though, he's on the bottom side of the map. He's gonna dodge out on the flag and drag, but the red buff is here. The swag, he's not even gonna flash, but he's super low. Probably enough to use the TP or at least some potions here. Already used the double refillable charges, and he'll go back. So it looks like he's gonna use TP. Which, I don't know which is better, getting flash and not having to leave lane, or losing teleport. Level 1. I feel like... Well, maybe if you're getting camped, I guess losing flash would be worse, but... Teleport is a longer cooldown, so... That's pretty big here. The Jarvan is, of course, behind in the clear, but not too badly right now. He's been just clearing the top side so far. Yep, Lee definitely has a lot more options for sure. Malphite isn't really that gankable until level 6. I mean, he has a slow, but he has a slow, you know. Here's gonna be the play though. They're gonna go for it in the top side. Fallen coming in, but here comes the Lee Sin. It's gonna be a 2v2. Zaker will get away here. He's gonna have to flash, but a lot of pressure being put on the map by Fallen here. Fujikawa, though, is getting aggressive in the jungle. Fallen is going to meet him, and they'll go their separate ways. TP used by Zaker, so double TP used by the soul lanes of Recon 5. Inigo very low on mana already. In the bot lane there. Does have a health lead, though. So now it looks like double scuttle will go over to the Lee Sin. And Fallen Armrest looks to be going back topside. There is a ward. Zaker will know. Oh, okay. He's going to back off. They know what's going on. Fallen, though, going to take the long way around. Maybe look for a wraparound. Will not commit to it. So Fallen is kind of in a weird spot right now. Lee Sin has control of the bot side, and he just can't really do much. But both junglers looking towards the mid lane here as we get a farm battle in the bot lane, which currently being won by the Morgana and the Caitlyn. Up 10 CS at the moment. Indio had a much better laning phase in game 1 than he's having right now. But again, he has been trading pretty well. The health lead is kind of there. Yes, here comes the junglers and the mid laners. We're going to have a 2v2, but Fallen already very low. The Corki now just making his way over. The Swag was already there preemptively as he knew his jungler was going to get the drop on Fallen. Fujikawa going to steal away a large portion of the Raptors. And now the Krugs. Yeah, well, the jungle played out really weird, so Fujikawa was able to get both scuttles because he full cleared topside, but then ran towards the top lane to counter the gank, and then they sort of met in the jungle, but he got the scuttle crap and then ran straight bot and got the second scuttle. It was just a very weird clear, but a flash away from Regen Pride as I'm talking. Zaker comes in with a big combo. Will force the flash and the TP back. Regen Pride hadn't bought yet. Zaker had, but all he had was a ruby crystal. We'll probably be able to get, yeah, a lot more items here. So the Malphite head in that department for now, but Aatrox's gonna get it back in and get that Kindle gem because of the back that was forced on Regen Pride. So now it's 6 minutes. Taking stock of the situation, we have a significant lead bot lane right now. Oh, did I never switch the... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Did I never switch the labels? Oh my goodness. Well, that's not good. Give me a second, then. I apologize. Anyway, we got a fight in the mid lane. Not much happening. Okay, now I can go back. I haven't done this setup in a long time, so I'm not used to it. Forgive me. I apologize. That's my bad. I don't have anyone to blame that on. Just me. But we got it now. Alright, all the labels are correct now. Anyway, Recon 5's kind of winning slightly here. A slight gold lead, but a significant CS lead here in the bot lane. You got the tier stack in there. In the mid lane for the swag, but Bangkok, with his call, has invested significantly into the economy. Swag did that as well in the last game. Got the call, but also picked up 2 kills early on. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Missed the labels again. I haven't had to do that in a long time, so well, a couple weeks anyway. So now I gotta get back in the habit of changing the labels every game and all that stuff. But anyway, it's fixed now. Everyone knew the teams anyway. They all have their tags in the game. Well, some of them do. Yeah, you guys should be good enough at viewing now. I trust you're smart enough to figure it out. Now an invade here. Fujikawa with a kick. Gonna come in with the resonating strike. Oh! Fallen Arms will get the flag and drag out. Nice play with the ward up into kick. And a recasting that Q there. Some good Lee Sin mechanics. And a nice, ooh, Aatrox trade here. Talking about mechanics. The pull back with the chains into that third cast of the Q. Very nicely played by Zakir. He's got a big health lead there now, but even across the board in CS, except for bot lane. 23 CS is the lead now in bot lane. Can't carry in Horizon significantly ahead there. But again, much better game 1 from Indigo. I think that just the matchup is not favoring them right now. Janna doesn't really provide much lane presence against a Caitlyn Morgana. And she, you know, the one exhaust, they didn't go heal, a little bit riskier. Just not having a great game there. I still think that the 20 CS lead that they've given up, not really what you should be happening there. I understand being down CS, but that much as Ezreal seems a little bit exorbitant. Because you can last it with the Mystic Shot pretty consistently. Oh, did I mess it up? Please tell me I didn't mess it up. Alright, I think... Did I switch the labels correctly this time? You know what I did? You know what I did? I'm really stupid. So I have them in... So I have the labels in the, what's it called? The notepad, like the notepad plus or whatever. And I swap, I usually have them on the correct side of the map, so it's like corresponding with the map. But I switched them, so they look like they were on the opposite side. I'm very stupid. This is a real, I'm a real mess right now, Jesus. Oh well, though. We got it all, and we got a fight here. In the top side, Zaker getting very low, but he will survive for now. Ultimates traded there by both top laners and both junglers. And a ward move cleared out, and looks like... Oh, Ezreal ulti? Gonna miss. Okay. I was watching on the minimap, did not hit. Didn't even interrupt the back here, I don't think. So, Zaker will get away okay. A nice try. That's getting a pretty large CS lead. Up to almost up to 30 now, but a fight in the mid lane of Swag. Bangkok's gonna flash that overload. And Fujikawa coming down the river as well. Footwork procced on that scuttle. Oh, ace in the hole. Hits, but not dead yet. Oh, the binding will find the kill. The Swag. Try to predict the Valkyrie over the wall from Bangkok with the Realm Warp. Yeah, I don't know why I thought they were wrong, but I think it was just because the notepad was in the wrong order. But they're correct now, I think. If not, just scream at me and I'll figure it out. But yeah, they're correct. Okay. I don't know. I like I said, I'm just pretty stupid. This is not. I didn't sign up to do production, man. Just wanted to talk about video games. Not a multitasker. But 12 minutes in, we got the Ocean, of course, taken. And 2,000 gold lead now for Recon 5. The early game definitely has not been as dominant as it was in game 1. Just the one kill onto the Corki there, Bangkok. CS lead, you know, in the bot lane, but that's really all that separates these teams at the moment. The kill, the CS in the bot lane, that dragon. Kill is also on the support on the horizon with the binding there. So it's not the end of the world here. If it already completed though for can't carry. And right now the Ezreal not in the best of spots. He has a decent timing on the tier. He's already at 300 stacks, and he just completed the man immune. So he's not in a terrible spot, but I don't think this is an ideal place to be. Down basically 30 CS at all. Can't carry has been pretty good on that. 10 CS a minute for him. But anyway, I think we got a few minutes here before much of anything happens. Both these teams not really committing to doing stuff with their compositions until, you know, the mid game. When you're very solidly in the mid game, past 15 minutes, around 20. Right now, a rotation comes in from Recon 5. They're gonna move their bot lane up top side and try and look for that Rift Herald. Secure it here. Fujikawa picks it up as the Lee Sin. That's always dangerous. Horizon comes in, find a binding and some damage, but Fallen gonna hop away. Another dragon spawning bot side, but lanes are not really prepared to take this. Rift Herald's gonna be spawned in the mid lane here. Regen Pride gonna push in the wave topside and start moving down to the mid lane here. 4 members mid lane for Recon 5. 3. Actually, just 2. Just the mid lane and jungle right now. 4 lanes are Blizzard. Bangkok not able to clear this one out, and the Rift Herald will secure the mid lane turret. That will be first turret of the game. Also got platings on the first charge. The platings were not taken when the turret was killed, but I believe the charge got platings. Recon 5 on the dragon. The smite early! Oh my goodness. Swag will secure it though. And here comes Fujikawa, gonna hop out to Zaker. Binding will land. Indigo going in on Fujikawa. Oh, we'll find it with a Mystic Shot. And that should just be the one kill. Recon 5 gonna back off here. Positive play for them overall. They get the dragon and that first turret in the mid lane. But now they lose that jungler. And probably gonna take up a lot of health on this bot lane turret. Going in for the dive though. Fallen rooted up. He'll go down. Horizon with his second kill. And that'll be the disengage for lane 0. Really, it didn't seem like everyone was committed to that dive. We'll save the Swag. Big golden for Indigo. Tried to shift in for the kill, but could not find it. This was this was definitely very well played by Recon 5 on the rotations, but now they're in a bit of a rough spot here trying to deal with this siege, and they're trying to get pretty low. Flashed in, Regen Pride finds a big knockup, but not going to be the best, I think. And actually, the entire team's starting to go down here for LZBLZ. Just Indigo left. He's got the blast plant. He's going to get over, but oh, Fujikawa predicts it, hops over and kicks him, but now he's got to still chase down Indigo, flash in, and he's going to lay in that resonating strike. Great play here from Recon 5. Whoops. Absorbing that dive. I don't know why it's stuttering. That's the game. It's not me. I don't know what to do. But really nice play by Recon 5. Now they're up 4K gold after making a nice macro play with a Rift Herald into Dragon. They're able to absorb that dive. The knockup was good from Regen Pride, but he only found one member. And, well, kind of baited his team in there. Turret aggro was taken by Bangkok, and the entire team kind of disintegrated. Indigo, the only one who was left untouched, managed to get over the wall, but Fujikawa made a nice play, hopping over the wall, predicting it, and then kicking him. Actually, I had to flash because he kicked him, but let's not dwell on that part of the play. Still looked very cool. Okay, Infinity Edge first. Now it looks like Essence Reaver 4 can't carry. I've seen people more and more doing this on Caitlyn as well as the Levo Tempo carries. Going for Infinity Edge into Essence Reaver or vice versa. Usually Essence Reaver first for the Levo Tempo carries like Xayah and Sivir, and Infinity Edge first for Caitlyn and the Essence Reaver. Though she still goes fleet forward, so Caitlyn is lacking quite a bit of attack speed. But if she gets Zerker Graves and has Alacrity, it's not that bad. He comes to play tops though. Fujikawa coming in, finds the kick on a Fallen Artemis. He finds a knockup though, and Regen Pride will follow it up. Might find the kill on a Zaker, but no! He'll flash out. Fallen Artemis gonna go down. Now Regen Pride sits in a 1v3, can't carry. Coming in, Ezreal ulti finds the... Oh, so much damage, and the trade kill will come in. Regen Pride finds the last stone on Fujikawa, but now Bangkok. He'll have to Valkyrie away. Should be fine, but a 2-for-1 trade in the top side. Fujikawa falling. We take Regen Pride and Fallen Artemis with him. And Recon 5 now up 5k gold. And they knock down another turret here. 2-to-1 in turrets. 2 outers in the top in mid lanes here. To the just the outer in the bot lane. 4 lanes here, Blizzard. Excuse me once. Okay. Fix it real quick. But now, Recon 5 look to be in a pretty dominating position once again here. Obviously up 1-0 in the series. They feel very strong right now. Like Caitlyn just completed the second item. Ryze has the Rod of Ages stacking. The tier has a bit of gold, but not enough to complete the tier here, but is 200 stacks short of the upgrade as well. So you should get in that soon. The Triforce is complete for Corki, but he's definitely behind where the Corki was last game. Pretty significantly. Aatrox sitting pretty strong as well. Regen Pride has a lot of armor, but no MR right now, so the Ryze could be a real problem for him. Same can go for Indigo. The AP from the Ryze really rounding out this team comp for Recon 5 pretty well. And maybe a real problem in the late game in terms of itemization. Because you have to build AP that, you know, or MR to deal with the AP of Ryze, but that's a lot of money to put in, you know, one item to protect you from one champion. Here comes the Ezreal ulti! Oh, Smite comes in. Fujikawa on top of it. He's been impressive so far this series. The Lee Sin game has been pretty good so far. Obviously, has the 2 deaths, but I think solid in his performance so far. And game 1 was, you know, started off with a little cheese, but followed up with a pretty solid game from there. And, we're gonna start putting the vision around Baron now. Don't see anything else for the teams to do. Gonna be a little bit of vision established by LZBLZ. They're gonna take the Rift Scuttler, maybe throw down some wards here, but they really don't have a lot of autonomy in their own section of the map right now. Kind of strange. I think it's a little bit of a waste to put that controller in the Baron pit there. I think you should put it somewhere else, because you're kind of just wasting the control ward. Because it's just gonna they're just gonna walk up and clear it out. And true that you'll see them clear it out, but like, you know that's gonna happen anyway. So I feel like you should just put like a regular ward beside the pit, and then put the control ward somewhere else that's closer, so that you can secure you a way to get towards the River, without being detected, or at least being, you know, directly seen. Maybe they'll know you're there, but they'll be able to see you and jump on you. You know. But it's still sitting on the Baron right now, so maybe I'm wrong. No one has cleared it out yet. So LZBLZ is still full knowledge of what's going on there. A lot of wards have been placed, though, by Recon 5. They just haven't checked the pit yet. It looks like that will be the... Nope, never mind. They're not walking over to it. Guys, you kind of need to check that one. There's a ward there. And now looks like Region Pride trying to bait real quick, but the Zager will not commit, so no potential to collapse there. Corky has the TP, Region Pride has the TP, but Indigo does not. Same thing on the other side. Both soul laners have the TP, but the AD carries do not. That will be up in another minute, but until 23-ish minutes, we're not going to have TPs on those AD carries. They're not most important in the late game, though. Definitely more important to have it on your top laners, your mid laners, than it is on your AD carries. Rise got that tier item, but here comes the Corky with the package in the bot lane. Doesn't quite find the angle to cut off Zaker, though, and that will be kind of a wasted collapse, and they will give up some priority to Rise. TP might have to be used here, or at least a back might come in to stop the Rise. No one is there. He might just get that inner. That's a lot of room to give up. He's already working on the inner here. Fallen Artemis coming out of base to respond to him. The Swag will walk away, trying to play it safe to make sure he doesn't get cut off in the side lane. He'll be okay. Gonna back off the inner turret. Still at 3/4. Here comes lane 0. Swag doing a lot of damage. The ace in the hole will be blocked by Bangkok. Here comes in, Fallen Artemis finds the Cataclysm, and immediately a pause. Fujikawa DCs. I'll turn off the sound now, because we're going to keep hearing that Corky sound until they unpause, which is very unpleasant. But Fallen here is currently inside of the Cataclysm with the Swag. And we've got a rotation up here. I think they're going to start again. But this is a really awkward time to restart. So I think that there's not really anything we can do. We don't have the power to like time walk or do any of the, what do you call that? Chrono shift, I think is what they call it. We can't do any of that. So what's going to happen is I think we'll just unpause and we'll just try and fight out of this. But that's going to create a pretty weird scenario, so. Okay, looks like we're going to unpause. So I'll turn the sound back on, but we're going to have to hear Corky's little beam for now. I don't think if I move the, I can't even move the camera. Okay, if I just click over here, it'll stop the sound. But I don't, if I click over here. it's a little bit awkward. Can I? Okay, they're ready. I'm gonna leave it unpaused. I'm gonna leave the camera move. Okay, the sound on rather. As we get the unpaused. Big damage here coming in from the swag. He's gonna find the kill onto Indigo. Wants to, not enough. Fujikawa with a great kick here. Fallen Artemis and Bangkok in trouble. Fallen Artemis goes down Bangkok here. Big ultimate from Regen Pride, but it's just too late. There's no one on his team left to help out. And that'll be a one team fight here. And probably the Baron for Recon 5. They are pretty low though. They'll get the inner, and I think with Rise Caitlyn at 23 minutes, I feel pretty confident with a Mountain and Ocean. They'll probably regen up. Gonna get some fruit on their way. Gotta stay healthy. But I think that we're okay. And yep, they'll take the Baron nice and easy. 23 minutes. A tiny bit later than last game, but once again, they find themselves in a great position with strong carries, a strong sieging champion in the Caitlyn, a decent flip pusher in the Aatrox, and a Baron buff. I feel this is going to be tough for Recon 5. The Corki's 0-3, the Jarvan 0-3. Right now, you don't really have any strong members if you are Lane 0 Blizzard. They're at a decent item spike point, but the Corki's kind of lagging behind. You know, he's kind of looking to have 2 items at this stage in the game here. The Ezreal's kind of looking to have that, you know, the third. He's on a decent pace right now, like where he is at. But he's kind of hoping to have maybe a little bit more, and maybe have, you know, have this time to fight when he would have spiked on 2 items and the Caitlyn wouldn't be on 3. I think is kind of what he's hoping. And right now that time has passed, so this isn't great. Gonna pick up this Cloud Drake on their way here. The Caitlyn gonna auto that one down in her pink little outfit. The all pink Caitlyn skin. That's exactly what we need. More pink chromas. Here comes. Oh, the Cataclysm finds 2. Can't carry it. Needs the net to get out of that one, though. And already the Jarvan down. Horizon going to find the root. And now, I think the Recon 5 should be able to kite away from this one. Horizon getting low. Fujikawa, he's going to have to flash away alongside the Caitlyn. The slowest from the Ezreal, we're getting a little bit worrisome. Zaker will be on the 1v1 here with Regen Pride. But Rise sitting uncontested here in the bot lane. They're gonna back off, but the Swag gonna take the inhib and get away. The ultimate time perfectly to get the last auto and make it out. The Swag having a great game for himself this time around, and same thing with Can't Carry. He's got 5 kills, and he's looking to add a few more turrets to the count. Pressuring the mid lane here. This inhibitor turret will fall. The inhibitor probably gonna go down as well. And then I'll be 2. At just 26 minutes, they still got some time with the Baron. And, well, Regen Pride's in a bit of a sticky situation here. He's got the ultimate, but he's going to die before he can even use it. The stun lock with the roots on him never allowed him the chance to get out of there, and that's a sad, sad Malphite. Staring at his corpse. That's very, very sad. And even more sad for Lane 0 Blizzard. I don't think they have a lot of hope left in this one. Already 2 inhibs down and a 3rd inhibitor turret. 3rd inhib might be going down soon as well. The trap line is already set up here. It's not completely impassable, but pretty substantial. And nope, they're going to back off. They're going to leave the 3rd inhib alive here, and Recon 5 will reset. Decide that today is not the day, or rather, today is the day, but now was not the time. Yeah, the lag comes from the client. So what'll happen is it'll stop and then restart. If you're audio lagging, it's probably something separate. If it's the in-game audio lagging, that is not me. I can't. Right. There's a whole thing with their with their spectator stuff. But yeah, if the audio's lagging, let me know. That could be my internet. There's multiple people in this house, so it could be an unfixable thing. But yeah, if the audio's lagging, let me know, and I'll try and fix that as well. Again, I'm working with limited resources, so I don't have a production budget. You know, it's I work with what I can. But now, on to the third inhib, man. And the swag is coming from that top side. Zoom out a bit here. Nexus towers are coming under fire. Fallen Artemis going to find Cosmo on Fujikawa, but he goes in the back to find the good shift, but the flash kick on Indigo. Indigo will be able to get away. There's no follow-up on him, though. Good ultimate there by Regen Pride. We'll find two, but there's no follow-up from his team. Lane Zero seem to be just going down one by one. Good shift away from Indigo, but Regen Pride will go down. No mana left on Bangkok. Underneath the turret, he will fall. Oh, too much damage. The swag comes in huge damage onto the last remaining member of Lane Zero Blizzard. That's a quadra kill from the swag, and that'll be the series. 4. Well, okay, the swag's gonna kill himself in the fountain. But the Nexus will go down. Recon 5 take the series. GG. That's it. Recon 5 come out with the win here. Really impressive performance from them. And they will go ahead and win the series 2-0. That was a very, very clean game. Not much else to say besides that. They took it to Lane Zero Blizzard here. A few interesting draft choices, but in the end, just too much for him. Lane Zero Blizzard didn't really have an answer. It felt like they were not really being that proactive on the map in either game. They tried to make a few plays here and there, and game 2 certainly much more so. With a few plays, you know, there's a mid lane gank early on. You know, by Fallen Artemis, but he didn't really, you know, he got the teleport, but he didn't really, you know, follow up with that with too many follow-up ganks to mid lane or other lanes. It just felt like it kind of felt like he didn't really have much pressure there. Fujikawa, he was not very proactive, but he's pretty reactive. Kept Fallen Artemis from doing much of anything, and then when the time came, made a few ganks happen, made a few plays around the map. Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch the replay or whatever and see what's flickering, but like I said, if it's the internet, yeah, not much I can do about that. Hopefully it's not. But yeah, the video does flicker because it's the replay client. I've tried so many fixes, tried to pause, unpause, re-enter the game. It's just a spectator client. That's unfortunate, but yeah, if it's the video, that's not me. That's Riot. But quick look at the damage graphs before we head out. Malphite actually did quite a bit, and so did Indigo here. So Regen Pride and Indigo did a decent amount here, but in the end, the Rise, the swag came in with the most, quite a bit. Not a ton of damage, you know, 16k the most, you know, 28-minute game. But it felt like both teams were kind of feeling each other out. There weren't actually that many fights, really. Felt much more like a macro-focused game. And playing around. And honestly, very good macro from Recon 5. Really impressed by those guys. But that's going to do it for me tonight. Hopefully, stream wasn't too bad. I know I messed up with labels and shit. I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was wrong, and then I don't know. But hopefully that won't happen again. Yeah, I've had a lot of struggles with Riot and the spectator client. I tried to like message them to get, you know, rid of spectator delay. I've tried to do all sorts of stuff. We've had so many bugs. Like I at this point I've kind of given up trying to fix stuff because I think it's unfixable by the user. But yeah, the Janna Lulu, I think on paper aren't bad champions. I saw Janna last night actually. Played in another league, and it worked out okay, but it wasn't really that effective. I think Lulu's maybe better. But I feel like the only time I would play Lulu is into a Tom Kench lane, where you can kind of harass him, or maybe some sort of other melee lane, maybe Braum or something. I don't know, something like that. I feel you could kind of expose him and also have that ability to buff a hyper carry later on. I don't think Lulu's the worst support. I think that she's just very situational. You know, there was a time when you just play Lulu and it was like that's all you need to do. But I think she's very situational now. And you'd only play her in very specific scenarios. She's not good all the time. And I don't think that was a scenario that was the right one. Yeah. Yeah, the range supports are very, very dependent on matchup right now. But anyway, thanks for sticking around, chatting, guys, and putting up with all the technical stuff. You know, that's how it goes here. If they give me $1 million budget, I'm sure we could smooth these over. But until then, we'll figure it out. But thank you, and yeah, I believe the replay will be on the Twitch channel if you want to go back and watch some of the games, and eventually the YouTube channel as well. So thanks. And I think we're going to have another game tomorrow, Sunday. Let me check schedule real quick. I believe it's at 8 o'clock again. Sunday, yes. Sunday, 8 o'clock. It's going to be Lane's Inferno versus Akuma. That should be a good game, I think. I haven't seen too much Sugar Free League in the past couple weeks, but I know those teams were very good at the beginning of the season, so hopefully they will be good still. But yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock. That'll be a good series, and hopefully I'll actually have a brain to use at that point. But I'll see you guys then, so have a good night.